But firstly, I want to say congratulations, massive congratulations to you with your amazing silver medal.
Thank you very much.
Must not be forgotten in all this.
Yeah, it's been a bit crazy trying to defend myself and stuff.
Yeah,
but
how much has that taken the shine off the fact that you are still a silver medalist?
Do you know, it's more just on the night. You know, I've been through this whirlwind competition. I got my medal, and we've gone to press conference, and everyone was, you know, so happy. And I get home and I start seeing all these kind of reactions on social media. And I just spent the first kind of hour and a half, 2 hours just trying to defend myself, when really, you know, I should be, you know, on the phone to my mum and you know, and everyone, and just enjoying it. I mean, at this point, when I realised, you know, I hadn't got the gold medal, you know, it's been like I've been training over 20 years, over 2 decades, with the dream that I want to be at the Olympic Games and be Olympic champion. And my Olympic training has been 12 years, you know, from Beijing up until now. And to know you haven't got that gold medal at that time, you know, I needed a minute to let that sink in.
Yes, I think there'd be more likely something wrong with you, my friend, if you hadn't got those feelings and that you're saying, oh, well, there you go, that's it, you know. Yeah, but I think what your problem here is you've got people who often know nothing about sport, who don't bother with sport except for every 4 years, and they want everything to be lovely and they want everybody to get a prize for everything they do, and that's my theory behind a lot of this. Yeah,
I just needed a moment.
So the thing is, after that moment, what happened? So we all saw you on the floor with your head in your hands.
So at this point, the competition's still going. There's still a couple more competitors to go. And in between the routines, the cameras come down and they film your reactions and stuff. And then the cameras went back to the Russian, who was still left to go on the pommel horse. And during this time, I kind of got myself up, went over to Max's coach, gave him a big hug. He hugged me, said, you know, amazing job. I said, congratulations. And then I saw Max, gave Max a big hug.
But none of this was caught on camera?
Yeah, because the cameras have gone back to the Russian now to film their routine. So, yeah, I said well done to Max. I said well done to some of the other guys that had finished I hadn't been to yet. And then I went back to my seat. And then, obviously, the Russian had finished and the cameras came back down. And it looked like I hadn't actually moved places. I just stayed there the whole time and just ignored Max, which was not the case.
Right. Well, a lot of people having their knickers in a twist about this. How are you about all of this? How are you feel? A lot of people very concerned. Are you concerned?
I'm not concerned in the slightest. You know, after 5-10 minutes had passed and I was able to digest everything and realise what had just happened. You know, I just won an Olympic silver medal, you know, my 3rd Olympic Games, my 4th medal in my collection. You know, and it's been such a task to get to this one. Yeah. You know, the other 2 was relatively speaking,
Is that because
easier.
You took a year out?
Because I took a year out, because I'm no longer one of the best, and I'm having to really fight for my place on the team. A lot of people said...
Is that age, do you think, or is it because you took a year out?
I think I mean, obviously it didn't help taking a year out, but I was able to prove myself, and I proved, you know, that I was able to be on that team. But everyone's so good now in Britain. You know, it's hard to make that team.
But is that something, as an athlete, you have to accept? There are younger, fitter, stronger people coming up always behind every athlete.
Yeah, I've said this in interviews, it's fantastic for the sport. It's just hard for me.
Sure.
You know?
And when you get on the podium, how hard is that? When you get on the podium and there were a few tears there from you...
I mean, I held them back in the corridor when we were getting ready to march out. I felt it coming and I thought, you know, I'm all right with this. And then as I stood behind the podium about to step on, I pictured my mum watching at home with her friends, and I just got very emotional. And it's been such a job for me, for my mum, for my coach. So many doubters not thinking I could have done what I did, and it just came out. And you know, it was just a very proud moment.
Lewis, what about the next moment? Let me ask you about the next moment. You've got it all, but you haven't got gold. You've got Tokyo 4 years away. Is it worth the hassle? What are your thoughts?
It's always worth the hassle.
But you're ancient.
I am ancient.
27 now.
Hey, I haven't got any grey hairs yet, but they're coming.
So you'd be, what, 31?
I'd be 31 in Tokyo, yeah. Training is tough. It's very repetitive, and you do have your days when it's like, you know, is it all worth it? But when you go to something like the Olympic Games and you represent your country and you're there with your friends, it makes it all worth it. So it's definitely worth the pain and the hard work. It's just whether my body can actually deal with what is necessary to be there.
The main thing is you haven't said to me, get out of it, I'm not doing that. You are seriously considering going again.
Oh, very, very seriously considering it, yeah.
More than seriously, because have you made your mind up?
If I was sat here with a gold medal, it might be a different story, but, but no, I mean, it is the one medal I haven't got.
So you're going for gold?
Yeah, it'd be silly to say no. Yeah, I'd definitely be going for gold. And, you know, Tokyo is a fantastic place.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, I can be there, represent my country again.
For more of the same, just click here. And don't forget, you can subscribe for even more of these amazing videos exclusive to our channel. What goes through your mind when you're waiting to do a dive? The two of you standing there, what do you talk about before? What's in your head? How do you focus?
We both have our individual routines, so we're both listening to music and, like, just warming up and stuff. And then we go to our coaches and they give us, like, a few comments about the dive or whatever we're about to do. And then we basically just go up there and do it. I literally just think about one word. That's how I always have done it at competition.